Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got in a flashlight to take a look at. This is a newer release from Speras and the model is the EST PLUS. The original EST PLUS has actually been around for a few years, I believe. So this is technically version 2 that they just came out with. And they've updated the LED to a Luminus SFT40 2.0. And this is going to have a lot more output and a lot further throw than the original EST Plus. This is going to be powered by a single 18650 battery. It's going to have a tactical tail switch and a bunch of other goodies. So stick around if you want to learn about it. We'll do a real quick unboxing. We'll go over all the features and specifications, go over the user interface, give you guys some beam shots, and then give some thoughts on it. Quickly show you around the box. There is a ton of information on it. We're going to have a max output of 2100 lumens, beam distance of 726 meters. This is USB-C rechargeable. It's IP68 waterproof rated. There's our LED. We're going to have a bunch of our run times, outputs, all kinds of information on here. You can pause and read any of that if you want. QR code to scan. But let's get this open up, see how it's packaged, and what all we get with it. Okay, so we have the flashlight. Looks like a user manual. And then I'll get everything out of this baggie. Little baggie had some extra O-rings, an adjustable lanyard, and a charging cable type A to type C. Quickly show you the manual just in case there are things that I don't cover, or in case you buy this flashlight and lose your manual. You can always come back to this video for reference. And it looks like their warranty covers the light for 5 years. Beyond 5 years, it looks like you got to pay for the parts, but the actual repair is free. So before we start going over everything, I'll give you guys some close-ups here of this EST Plus. Again, it is version 2. This is made out of 6061 aluminum. It has a type 3 hard anodization on it, and it's drop tested at 1.5 meters. Let's quickly pull out the battery, see what they include, get that little film off. So it is wrapped PB38. I assume that's 3800, yeah, 3800 milliamp hours. A 20 amp battery. I think it takes around 4 hours or so to fully charge this through that USB-C port. There's a thickness of the walls, and you can see there's a spring down there and a spring here, so you probably could put this on some type of rifle or something if you wanted to. There are the threads, some grease on them, and the O-ring, and the head is not removable, just that tail on this light. We are looking at a length of 5.4 inches. Try to get you a body diameter here. We're right at 1 inch exactly. Head diameter 1.3 inches. And there it is on top of a dollar bill. Total weight with that battery in it, we're at 6 ounces. This EST Plus also has a few safety features such as temperature control, over discharge protection, and reverse polarity protection. So the user interface of this light is very simple. Basically, the rear switch is how you're going to cycle it on and off. Once it's on, the side switch is how you're going to toggle through your different outputs. You can also have momentary on or constant on, and it does have mode memory. So if we just want a momentary, we're just going to press the tail just kind of a little bit and then release. Press a little bit and release. If you want it to be a constant on, you just press until you hear the click and then you release it. This right here is our lowest output. That is the 10 lumens. That will run for like 140 plus hours. You can obviously see the center hotspot, and then there is a outer ring here. We'll see what this looks like at night, obviously later, but if we want to go to the next output, we just press this button one time. That is going to be our medium. That's 100 lumens. That'll run for about 22 hours. If we want to go to high, press again. Really starting to bump stuff up here. We're at 600 lumens. That'll throw for over 400 meters on high. And finally, there is our turbo, 2100 lumens. That'll run for close to 3 hours, and again throws over 700 meters. You can really see a nice clean edge here. Very defined hotspot. And if you were to press the button again, it just cycles back to low. So low, medium, high, turbo, low, medium, high, turbo. And again, if we were on that turbo, we shut it off. Now when we do the momentary, we're on turbo, or if we fully click it on, we're on turbo. This light also has strobe and SOS, so if you are sensitive to flashing lights, you can look away for the next minute. You can get to the strobe from the rear or the side once it's on, but I'll show you from the rear first. You just quickly double tap. You can do this with momentary or constant. So now I'm on momentary right now. I can release and it releases. Or I can click it on and have it stay on. If the flashlight were on, you can double tap the side button. That will also take you into strobe. And if you're in strobe and you double tap again, that will give you your SOS. The strobe is the same 2100 lumens as the turbo, and I believe the SOS is like 100 some lumens. I don't know if you've been noticing this little light that comes on whenever I turn the light on and stuff. That is a battery power indicator. Red means we're somewhere less than 30%. It's between 30 and 10%. If it's flashing red, it means we're under 10%. Definitely need to get on a charge. There's also orange, somewhere between 30 and 70%, and green, which is somewhere between 70 and 100%. Also wanted to show you guys that it does have a crenulated bezel. So it could be used, you know, for self-defense if you needed to. And here's what it's going to look like in a pocket. You got maybe an inch or so sticking up out of the pocket. And with that 40 millimeter head, you can definitely pocket carry. It's not too large. It doesn't like dig into your leg or anything like that. Speras also sells a sheath, and I'm sure a lot of other companies do too, if you prefer to carry this on a belt. This light is also supposed to work with a couple of the CR123A batteries. So let's check that out real quick. So yes, it does. Let's go through the different modes. So we got low, medium, high, turbo. I don't know if that turbo is quite as bright. May not be. Two of those CR123A batteries is only 3 volts stacked in there like that. And this is probably 3.6 or 3.7. I don't know if it says on there, but 3.6 volts. So it's definitely more voltage. It probably is a little bit brighter on that turbo. And the other thing is this battery is not proprietary. You can use any 18650 battery with this. There is our USB-C port. I do like how they have like this little like rectangle shape right here on this cover that kind of lines up with that. That way it gets a really good seal. But let's get this thing charging. So that's going to be red while it's charging, and I believe it turns green once it's finished. This is probably going to take a few hours. Alright, let's see what this EST Plus looks like here in the dark. I'm going to start off in the low first. And then we'll go up to the medium. Can really start to see that hot spot now. And the high. And turbo. And I will do the strobe, so if you're sensitive to that, you can look away for a few seconds. Alright guys, I'm going to try to show you this EST Plus outside here. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of snow. It's not going to go away for the next several weeks either. We don't have any days above freezing, plus we're going to get more snow, which makes it appear a lot lighter out here, which again, with a flashlight, you know, the darker the night, the brighter the light. So it's kind of unfair for this flashlight, but we'll still see what we can get. There's a row of trees. It's about 60 feet in front of me. Let's start off in low here. Just kind of see what this looks like. Again, like imagine trying to use a flashlight in the middle of the day. Just, it never looks real bright. Plus I'm on an iPhone, but enough excuses. We'll just kind of run up through the different outputs here. Again, I'm on low right now. We'll switch up to the medium. Again, we're probably getting about 120, 130 feet away. Back here, that tree right there is almost 100 yards away. Let's go to the high next. And this beam is super impressive. And finally, I'll show you the turbo. Again, that's 100 yards away back there. Well, I'm sorry that the weather didn't fully cooperate for our outside beam shots, but trust me when I say this is one of the most impressive single cell 18650 lights that I have ever tested. A single cell light that is this small should not be able to throw as far as what this does. Like, I was actually blown away by the performance of it. That 2100 lumens is super bright, and again, throws over 700 meters. Plus, it really does have decent spill to it as well. The overall build quality is excellent. The fit and finish, you know, are fantastic on it. But I like the grooves here. Like, it really fits nicely in your hand. All of the texturing around different things. It's just a really well-built flashlight. Besides being very bright and throwing a beam forever, this thing has really good run times as well. On that lower setting, I believe it lasts like 140 hours. And if you ran this, like let's just say during like a power outage or emergency, you put it on your low and just like set it on your table. If you ran that for 4 or 5 hours a night, that would last you almost 30 days. I mean, it's pretty incredible. And when you're on that turbo setting, I got probably more than 2 minutes the night that I was out testing before I noticed any type of step down on it. Your outside temperature will affect, you know, how long a flashlight will run, and I was like 0 degrees that night. But when it stepped down, it was probably half. I don't know, it might even step down to the high level, but then it doesn't step down anymore at all. And that's the other thing, is when you're on high, which I think was like 600 lumens, there is no step down at all. That will basically run for hours until the battery goes dead, and that still throws pretty far. I actually love this style of user interface where you have a rear clicky and then a side switch to change through your outputs. I think it's very, very simple, easy to use. I also like that it has that mode memory, so your tail switch can be momentary or constant. So like right now I'm on the lowest setting, and I can press that and just have that real low amount. or I can go up to that turbo, and now if I just click it there, it's going to be the turbo. If I want to fully click it on, I'm going to be in turbo. Most flashlights will not allow you to come on in turbo. You could come on in high and then go up to turbo, but I really like that you can just bring this on and be right on that turbo every time. I also like that this has onboard USB-C charging. I like that you can use any 18650 that you want with it. It's not proprietary. And you can also use those CR123As. There are a couple things I'll let you guys know about. First thing is, if you do pocket carry this, these crenulations here, they're not like the most aggressive in the world, but when you're sitting and your leg is here and it pushes up, I don't really feel it down here where my leg actually hits it, but these here, like, they don't poke through your jeans or anything, but I can see this potentially wearing through. Like if you wore the same pair of jeans, you know, 3 or 4 times a month or whatever, I could see this starting to like put a wear spot on there just because they are sharp enough. Again, I don't feel it on my leg at all, but it's just where that like tilts up into my pant leg. I do notice it kind of printing there. And the second thing is, when you're using this outside in the dark, this little side switch button is really hard to find. Like, I know that this is a flat spot right here, but it's also the same flat spot right here. And then they both have like a rubber on the top of them. And in the dark, you can't see this stuff here at all. Now, when you turn the light on, you get this little green battery level indicator, but it only stays on for like 5 seconds. So like when I'm out there trying to do the video and review it and I'm holding it, it would take me multiple times to find which one was the switch. So I almost wish this was raised a little bit more, or if it was textured. I think that would really help me able to find that, especially if you had gloves on or something. But that's a super minor complaint because I really do think this is a fantastic flashlight. I think this would be good for duty use, like for police and fire, security, search and rescue, whatever. But I also think it'd be good for camping, hiking, even a homeowner, somebody who just like walks their dog, because you got low settings and high settings. It's a great light. So at the time of me making this video, I don't think they're available on Amazon. They may be eventually, but they are available on Speras' website. They're coming in at $80. Again, I think that's a fantastic price because this really is an excellent light. I can't say enough good things about it. And I'll leave that link to Speras down in the video description in case you guys want to find out more information on the light. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.